tell us what's happening with the weather.
Well, I'll tell you what, the Fargo-Moorhead area weather forecast looks like this afternoon. The rest of the afternoon, partly to mostly cloudy. A few scattered showers and thunderstorms arriving later. High 77 cool degrees. A little cool and gray out there today. Tonight, scattered showers and storms should be ending late evening, exiting from west to east through the area. One or two of those near the South Dakota border could be strong. Then for your day tomorrow, partly sunny, 80 gorgeous degrees as we warm it back up to just about average for this time of the year. Northwest winds at 8 to 23 miles per hour. And the weekend, the weekend. 55 Saturday morning, 80 for your afternoon high under mostly sunny skies. A little breezy, mostly cloudy, and chance of showers and storms on your Sunday morning, 58. The high, cool and comfortable, 74 degrees. Back to work Monday, 78, breezy with some sunshine. I'll let you all know what's going on in the future on my Facebook page and let you know when I know what's going on. I'm not retired. Looking for that next step.
Jim Shaw, your guest host here on Afternoons Live till 5 p.m. right here on the mighty 790 KFGO. Eric Johnson, your producer. Well, as the saying goes, my next guest definitely needs no introduction, but I'm going to give him one anyway. His name is Hutch Johnson, who was chief meteorologist at Valley News Live for 16 years, a man who developed a huge following for good reason. He was excellent at his job. Hutch's last day at Valley News Live was last Friday, and he joins us now. Hutch, welcome.
Well, Jim, thanks for the invitation. It's great to be here, and it's good to visit with people a little bit. This format gives a little bit more air and wind and time.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
This is the advantage of radio and talk on radio. Now, Hutch does not want to focus about issues that led to his departure, so we will not go there. But I will ask, so after 16 years at VNL, what was your last day like there last Friday?
Boy, it was awful tough. There were a lot of conversations with folks in the halls because it's the people that were a huge part of what I enjoyed the most about what I did. Some real beautiful people, wonderful fun times were had in that station. A lot of smiles were shared. Last day was a little surreal. I knew it was coming, but it's hard to say thank you and goodbye to viewers in 45 seconds at the end of a 10 o'clock newscast or whatever. But I really will miss working for you and for the viewers because I really cared about that. So it was surreal. It was kind of like not believing it until this week, and it's like, oh, you know, I miss all of that about it. So from the viewers and the coworkers to the weather kids, the classrooms I've been in, all of the fun times we've had. My job and what I do is so much fun to me. And
I could tell. You could tell there's a guy who enjoys his job.
Yeah.
This was a perfect fit for you.
Yeah. And so that part of it is hard to say goodbye to for now. So
let me ask you this. Obviously, you got to move forward, whether you like it or not. What are your plans or what are your goals? Are you looking to be a TV meteorologist at another station in another city, or are you looking to stay in weather but stay in Fargo? What are you thinking as far as the next stop for you going forward?
Yeah, that's a good question, Jim. Thanks for asking. Number one, I'm not retiring. I have so much gas left in the tank and a love and a zeal for what I do that I want to continue doing it in some capacity. But I don't know right now what that capacity is. So I'm sitting back and taking a little bit of time. My approach was to kind of cross home plate on my last day there, given 100%, and now turning my thoughts and my focus to the future. So I'm just now starting that this week. And that future may have opportunities that present themselves in many different areas. And I'm open to that. I've done a lot of things in my career that a lot of people out there might know about. I started out doing research meteorology and working with Doppler LIDARs, laser radars, flying across the country and doing all kinds of fun stuff like that. I taught college-level meteorology for nearly 20 years at Bismarck State College, even from Fargo here. And then the broadcasting side of it has always been the wheelhouse, and I love that, and I love what we do there.
So that's your plan. You will stay in broadcast, maybe television, and keep doing the weather if something good falls in place for you.
Right. And by the nature of the business, Jim, there's only so many jobs in Fargo, so I'm going to be forced to look around a little bit.
Right.
That doesn't mean that I need to leave, nor does it mean that I want to leave. So I'm weighing all of that. I may do something significantly different than what I've been doing and see how that fits. I've had some conversations with a couple of folks that have interested me. I don't want to specify what that is, but I definitely, pardon me, will let everybody know what's going on as I know. I really don't know. A lot of folks have asked me online or through messaging, what's the next step? When I know, I'll be happy and excited to share.
I hate to rub salt in the wounds, but this received a lot of media attention while you were working there. Your employer was advertising for your replacement. So how did you react as someone still working there and seeing that they're looking to replace you and openly advertising about it?
Well, clearly that's not a fun position to be in, and it wouldn't have been my first choice, but it's a business. So I feel my employer made a business decision, and that was completely up to them. So all things said, that's behind me. And at this point, it's water under the bridge. It's what choice was made. And it wasn't fun, but moving forward now, that's what I want to do, looking ahead.
Well, I'm going to tell you, as a news director, I think it was a very foolish decision on their part. I can tell you, and you probably know this, but surveys show, especially in this market, in the Fargo market, that the number one reason people watch television news around here is because of the weather. By far. If you're interested, crime is number 2, and way at the bottom of the list is politics. But by far, weather. You were the identity of Valley News Live. You were the reason that people turned to Valley News Live. And I know when I was at WDAY, I worked with two of the greats, Dewey Berquist and John Wheeler. When I became news director at KVRR, I had to make sure we were very strong in weather. So I had Kip Hines, and then I hired Rob Kupek. And at Valley News Live, which was my competitor, excuse me, there was Too Tall Tom, who now works here, and you were a formidable competitor. You were really good. People really turned on that station because of you, and for the life of me, I just do not understand how they could possibly let someone go because you were good, you had a following, and it's weather. And I know you can't talk about the part of your departure, but I'm assuming you recognize the impact you had over there, not just in your building, but with viewers 100 miles from here.
Oh, I'm going to start by saying that every one of those names of people that have come before me and those that are there now still, it's an honor to be and share the same breath or sentence with them. So to all those folks that paved the way or continue to pave the way, it's been an honor working alongside you, just informing people about the weather and doing what we do. So that's number one. Number two, thank you for the accolades for the job that I did. I just came to work and did the best I could. And some days around here, the weather can be mighty boring, right? 7 days of the same thing. And
I would say more days than not, it's not boring.
But
in this locale.
But then there's those days too. So when it's a boring forecast and tomorrow looks like there's not much going on, it's fun to have fun at your job. It's fun to have fun with the people next to you. So the second thing I want to say to that is that there's so many people that I worked with over at Valley News Live that I couldn't have done any of it without them. We were a team and we did it together, and I'm proud to have worked alongside so many people from the control room that pushed buttons I called people in overnight because there were storms brewing and said, "Can you come in?" And their answer was yes. Let's get on the air. Anchors where weather broke out in the middle of a newscast, and here all of a sudden Hutch is talking for 2 hours nonstop. Everybody was a part of that team. So to everybody I've worked with, present, past, and future, it's a team effort, and I could not have done any of it without them.
Right. You work with some great people, but don't underestimate your own talents and your own skills.
Oh, thank you so much.
They were top notch. We have to take a break now, but in asking Hutch to come in, I promised him that we want to make this as much as possible about his viewers, and we want to have a lot of give and take with them. So I encourage you to call and converse directly with Hutch and tell him what you thought of his work or wish him the best or whatever you want to do. The great Hutch Johnson is our guest here today, and we want this to be all about Hutch. Let me read a few of the texts as I can, and then we'll hit the phone lines here.
Looking forward to it.
Hutch, will you still keep rocking with Dawkin on social media for us?
I love playing a little guitar, so those of you that know me know that I like to do that, and I won't stop playing. So, yeah,
okay.
I absolutely will.
Good. Too Tall Tom, Hutch Johnson, Dream Team at KFGO, question mark. Another one, VNL has no credibility anymore. They've been putting anyone with real experience on the chopping block for a long time. Hutch will find something better. Another one, best of luck to you, Hutch. Another one, Jim, I worked with Hutch for a few years. What a class act. And it doesn't surprise me in this corporate world we unfortunately live in, they don't care about people. Best to Hutch. He will do well wherever he goes, our loss as a community. Let me see if I can get another one here. Hutch is a stand-up guy. I love how he's still updating weather on his page for his faithful followers. Another one. There is none better than Hutch. I will always keep up with you.
Wow.
So there you go. Let's go to the phone lines. Larry, thanks so much for calling on the Afternoons Live program. You're on the air with Jim Shaw and Hutch Johnson.
Hey, Larry.
Hey, how you doing, Hutch? Say, you and John Wheeler are probably the cornerstones of weather. We got a lot of great weather folks in the Fargo market, but I think you and John are the two cornerstones of good weather. I spent my younger days in air work on radio and did some TV, although I didn't know what I was doing. But I want to tell you something that Jim will attest to also. There is life after broadcasting. I know we all are pretty loyal to those broadcasting days, and I loved them, and I still wish I was involved in some of that at my old age. But I'll tell you, I stayed in the field of communications when I left broadcasting and air work, but in different roles. Just as you have meteorology, as you leave this field, no doubt you'll find something in the field of meteorology that is different and probably more dynamic. A different door will open, and I wish you all the luck in the world.
Larry, those are awful kind words. Thank you so very much. And you're right. You know, it's wonderful. I mentioned this before, but the names that everybody's throwing out there, Too Tall Tom and John Wheeler and Dewey Bergquist and all of them, Kip Hines. It's been a pleasure and an honor to work alongside all of those folks in doing the weather. So thank you so much.
And I think you all made each other.
Good luck to you.
Thanks for calling, Larry. I think you all made each other better because you pushed each other to be good, because you knew you had to be good because your competition was good.
Agreed. Yeah.
Let's go to the phone lines. Let's go to Fred. Fred. Easy for me to say. Fred, thanks so much for calling. You're on the air with Hutch Johnson.
Hello. I just again want to echo the sentiments of most of your listeners about being missed. But I did have a question. Weren't you restoring an old car at one time?
I'm still restoring an old car. So I've got a couple of classics. I've got my old high school car I've had since I was a junior in high school. It's a 69 Chevelle. And some folks in town that are familiar with it know I worked with some folks on a frame off on that. And it's been a lot of fun. And there's more decisions doing that than I ever thought that you'd have to make. And a car that's been in my family for many, many years. a 56 Ford Fairlane has a lot of special sentimental value to me. And now my kids and I enjoy taking that out to Minneapolis with some dear friends in the area. And we go out and have a great time at the Back to the 50s show out there. If you're familiar with that, there's about 10,000 of your favorite old cars that hang out in Minneapolis for 4 days or so.
And I am, but I remember seeing the one car where you just had the body restored, you were waiting on the engine. But I just wish you well in whatever field you choose to follow.
Oh, thank you so very, very much. I appreciate the call.
We've got about 1 minute left till the next break. Should we take the call, or should I just? We will take the call. Eric says. All right. Thank you so much for calling in, Kevin. You're on the air with Hutch Johnson.
Kevin.
Well, I'll try to be really quick because you have a minute. But I just want to say that Hutch is one of two class act weather people that I have watched in my entire life. George Maupin, you probably haven't heard of him, but in the Spokane area. But I'll tell you what my favorite thing about Hutch was. One, if you ever meet him, he is like the coolest guy. The other thing is, I absolutely love the kids you have on the weather kids. I was hoping one day my grandson would be able to do that with you, but maybe in another time. But I think that was probably the highlight of the week for me, was watching you with those kids.
Oh,
and
that's
just
so
how
nice.
cool you are with the kids. It was just amazing. So,
Well,
you will be sorely missed. So.
Thank you so very much, and I appreciate the call. Kevin, I got to say, I've got 4 kids. I love kids, passing along a little bit of what I love to do onto them, and seeing them excel and do way better than I ever would have done at 9, standing in front of a camera in a studio with lights and strange people. I'm proud of all of those kids. And now after 24, 25 years of doing the Weather Kid program, both in Bismarck and here, I work alongside one of my weather kids, Summer Schnellbach, over at Valley News Live, was a weather kid back in Bismarck.
How
if you
cool
didn't know
is that?
It's humbling and it's an honor. It really, truly is. And there's been a few others that have passed through the area and are across the country, either interns or weather kids. So you keep going. All of you are so good. Proud of all of you.
So let's get to some of these messages, Hutch. I will miss Hutch, his guitar, and especially his Chevelle.
Wow.
5 exclamation points.
Well, those are fun. Those are fun things. Yeah. Appreciate that.
Another one. Hutch, you are a class act the same as Jim Shaw. Well,
Jim. There you go. Wow.
I'm not worthy. I am
yes,
not worthy.
you are.
I'm
You are
not
definitely worthy.
But I'll take it. I won't watch Valley News Live anymore since they let you go. I am hardly alone in that aspect. Let me get to another. Was the Weather Kid your idea, and do you know how many of those kids went into meteorology?
I don't know how many. As far as here at this station, it was my idea. At the other station that I worked at in Bismarck, it was something that they were doing at our sister station in Minot with, hey, if you're listening out there in Western North Dakota, good old Tom Schrader was doing Weather Kids out there in Minot, and we started doing it in Bismarck, and it's been a joy.
I was telling you during a commercial break, when I was news director at KVRR, my general manager pointed out what you were doing in Bismarck and asked me, why don't we do that here? And then before I know it, you were in Fargo, and, well, now you had cornered the market on that. And I can't copy your shtick, but it was a really good shtick.
And you think about 30, 35 students every year for 25 years. That's been fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Let's see. What is Hutch's name? Hutchinson? Hutchard? Abna Hutch?
It's Hutch.
Hutch?
My mom.
That's your legal born name.
It is. My mom, who's listening in Aurora, Colorado, with my Aunt Judy. Hi, and she gave me the name Hutch, and I love it. It's unique.
Okay, a few more. I promise we'll go to the phone lines because we have 3 people waiting. Jim, tell Hutch I watched him in Bismarck, and I moved here in 06. When he started in Fargo, I would joke he followed me here. Ha ha! He will find an even better job.
Thank you.
Another one. One less reason to watch KVLY. There is a history of this starting with Robin. Best of luck, Hutch. Hopefully we will see or hear from you soon. A couple more. Miss you already, but great to see you posting on Facebook. And another one. I don't get this one. I'll think of you every time I'm out walking the llama. What is that?
Okay, so once in a while when we're forecasting and there's something happening overnight, I'll pause the hour-by-hour forecast in the middle of the overnight and say, in case you're out at 3 a.m. walking the llama, or in case you're out walking the cat on a leash, or the iguana. And then people would send me pictures of their iguana or llama on a leash. So, yeah, I love that.
Very cool. Very cool. Let's go to the phone lines, and Susie, feel free to call back. Let's go to Tim. Tim, thanks so much for calling.
Hi, Tim.
You're on the air with Hutch Johnson.
Hey, Hutch. Just wanted to call and say thank you for everything you've done. My son Carter was a weather kid, and he follows weather today. He's got his own YouTube channel, EF5 Weather, and we really enjoyed your meteorology class during the pandemic.
Oh, yes.
And we all participated. They got extra credit for doing that. So you're going to be missed, and really appreciate.
I know who this is, and I'm proud of Carter, and he's going to do great. And it's just awesome to hear that for those of us who just have an inkling towards science and wondering why the cloud is happening the way it is, Carter's one of those kids. And I'm just honored to be a part of helping Carter along with his joy and excitement about the weather. Thank you, Tim.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tim.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Let's go to Will. Will, thanks so much for calling. You're on the air with Hutch Johnson.
Hi, Will.
Hi, Hutch and Jim. This is Will Wright. And
hi, Will.
Hey,
my former neighbor.
Yes, two of my favorite celebrities here.
Oh.
And I'm really sorry to have to miss you on the station now, Hutch. You did a superb job, and I don't know the circumstances. I missed the first part of the program. I don't know if anything was mentioned, but just wanted to say I loved your style. You're a class act, as your host is today also, Jim.
You're too kind.
Yes,
Good luck
you
in the
are.
future.
Go ahead, Will.
Good luck in the future.
Oh, thank you, Will. And I really appreciate that. And to all of you who have texted, wrote in, commented online, I really appreciate the kind words and the gestures. I appreciate it very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Will. I got a couple of questions, and then I'll go back to the text messages. Sure. So what about those days when you were working late and there was a big storm coming, or we're in the middle of a big storm? Did you love doing that, or was it like, oy, 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 I'm never gonna get out of here, and this is gonna be a no sleep night for me? What about those nights where you had the big storms you were dealing with?
Well, I'll tell you what. There's both. Both is the true answer. There's some nights where you saw storms were just starting to fire up as you're getting ready to go home near Bismarck, and you know they're going to be in our viewing area shortly. So you just wouldn't let your guard down, and those nights we call it babysitting. So we babysit a few storms through, make sure nothing's severe, and go about it that way. And then there's some nights where you know that the risk is there, and it's fun in the sense that you're watching the radar with purpose. You're watching for what you know, and then you're ready to share the details on the storms that might be impactful and why and where with those folks that are still up. Most people at home at 2 a.m. are sleeping, right? And if there's one small storm, I don't care if it's in Roseau, I don't care if it's in Devil's Lake, I don't care if it's in Carrington, wherever it's at, those people are getting woke up. So letting them know, hey, this one's pretty bad. Just, stay away from those windows. That was part of the, I don't know. I don't want to call it fun, but that's what I did because I enjoyed letting people know what was coming their way.
So I'm a night owl, and the last show I watch at night, every night, Seth Meyers on NBC.
Sure.
Late night with Seth Meyers, who I love, and I especially love his monologues and his closer looks. And I swear, whenever you were interrupting programming, it was always that show. And I'm thinking, couldn't you wait 5 minutes, or couldn't you do a crawl? I've heard about this from others, and I know about it from being a news director, from the reaction they got from the public. Some people in the public appreciated the warnings, but some viewers were upset that you were interrupting their favorite show. Did you hear that from viewers? Like, why are you interrupting my show? And if so, how did you react to that?
When I took time to communicate the fact that we have one of the larger viewing areas with regards to television markets, with over 50 counties in our area that watch, and we can't control that we're cutting in Roseau. It goes everywhere. So, yeah, it's kind of tough for those situations. But oftentimes I would just explain it to folks. Like, I'm a football fan too, and if some weather person cut in over my Denver Bronco football game, I would get a little, steamy around the ears too. At the same time, just telling them, trying to get in and out as quick as we can. The crawl can work, but listen, our television stations these days invest a lot of money in equipment, and we have that available right here. The crawl is set up from our friends at the Weather Service. It's letting people know what's going on, and then we can show them the scan by scan stuff. So that's it. It's tough, and I totally respect people's reason for watching a television show, but didn't like doing it, but we did it.
And you had to. You did it well. We have to take a weather break and then go to commercials. But seeing how he's here, we have to utilize him. So Hutch, tell us what's happening with the weather.
Well, I'll tell you what, the Fargo-Moorhead area weather forecast looks like this afternoon. The rest of the afternoon, partly to mostly cloudy. A few scattered showers and thunderstorms arriving later. High 77 cool degrees. A little cool and gray out there today. Tonight, scattered showers and storms should be ending late evening, exiting from west to east through the area. One or two of those near the South Dakota border could be strong. Then for your day tomorrow, partly sunny, 80 gorgeous degrees as we warm it back up to just about average for this time of the year. Northwest winds at 8 to 23 miles per hour. And the weekend, the weekend. 55 Saturday morning, 80 for your afternoon high under mostly sunny skies. A little breezy, mostly cloudy, and chance of showers and storms on your Sunday morning, 58. The high, cool and comfortable, 74 degrees. Back to work Monday, 78, breezy with some sunshine.
Here's a question from a texter. What is the most memorable moment you had on the air, funny or otherwise?
Otherwise, most serious event, June 17th, 2010, over 80 tornadoes in our area, and we were on the air for that. Unfortunately, a couple lives were lost, but you remember days like that, and you try to do better. Fun. Live TV is live TV. I've had my clicker break. One time I dropped it, and a camera operator rolled on the floor, wasn't seen. Up you see his hand, and there it was. All kinds of fun stuff like that. It's been so filled with
TV?
Fun. Yeah,
That's
is.
Live TV. All right, I'll get to a couple more as best I can because I want to get these callers on. Here's one. Two of my kids were weather kids with Hutch, and he was so patient and kind with the kids. It was an awesome experience. Best of luck to you, Hutch.
Thank you.
Jim, I am a loyal Facebook follower of Hutch and hope he continues posting about his shenanigans. And Pedro.
Pedro.
I feel like Hutch is a good friend, even though I've never met him. Best wishes. Another one. Thanks for the backyard barbecue. Another one. Tell Hutch he is truly an amazing person. He made the weather exciting and very, very informative.
Thank you.
He will be missed. Let's see. Just got back into my car only to be shocked to hear the news about you, Hutch. You were the reason I tuned into VNL. You are so characteristic and entertaining, and you are truly a professional.
Thank you.
Let's go to the phone lines before we run out of time. Nathan, thanks so much for waiting. You're on the air with Hutch Johnson.
Nathan, hello.
Nathan.
Hi, this is actually a former weather kid.
Oh.
I'm actually on my way to work over at Newman Outdoor Field, helping out with the broadcast behind the scenes.
Nice.
So
you've been bit by the broadcasting bug, haven't you, Nathan?
I have, yeah.
Well, go ahead.
Just wanted to say good luck on your next career on whatever you do.
Nathan, it's a privilege to have been have you on the air and all the weather kids over the years, and you know, you go out there with the Red Hawks, you cheer them on to win and do what you do and do what you love. You know, it's exciting to get up and do a job that you love to do, right? Get up, go to work, and have fun. And I hope you can do that.
Thank you so much for calling in, Nathan. Appreciate it. Let's go to Jake. Jake, thanks so much for calling. You're on the air with Hutch Johnson.
Hi, Jake.
Hi, this is Jared, not Jake, but
hi, Jared.
You work with my sister-in-law, Lisa Holmes, and we have a garage band Tuesday this week with Wilbur Wright. He was just on the air with you, and I would like to invite you out on Tuesday. It starts at 4. We go to 4 to 8. A bunch of old guys get together, and we play old music, and we play songs, and we all sing together, and there's about 10 or 15 of us that do that.
Sounds like fun.
So I know you play the guitar, so if you could, I'll leave the address, and Wilbur Wright, and we've got 4 guitar guys, and a harmonica, and a bunch of people that sing some neat old songs that you would like.
That sounds like a blast, and thank you so much, and tell Lisa howdy from Hutch next time you see her. She's a joy and was a joy to work with every day.
Thank you, Jerry.
And her and Larry, thanks, guys. See you later. Bye.
Thanks for calling. All right, I'll read as many of these text messages as I can. I'll never get to all of them. Good luck to you, Hutch. We will miss you very much. Very much. You are the best. Best of luck, Hutch. I am about to delete the VNL app from my phone because it's not your voice anymore. Hope you stick around the community. You have a great passion for life and weather. Let's see. Hutch, you went above and beyond with your job, especially teaching kids about the weather and bringing it to a level they could understand. Onward and upward. And you are a local treasure. My family wishes you nothing but the best. Another one, local weather reporting is just not the same without you. Another one, keep up your guitar playing, Hutch. Sure enjoy watching you on Facebook. Best of luck.
Well, Jim, I want to say,
have this be your final message because we're out of here in a minute. So
okay.
Have this be your final message.
Thank you. First of all, I have a lot of really, really good friends and work with a lot of good people over at Valley News Live, and I don't wish any of them bad. They really, truly do want to do their very best to cover the weather for you. That whole team over there wants to do their best. And I was young too, and there's young people over there that are learning, and I was there. So I would sure hate to be in their shoes and hear some of the things they're saying. Secondly, I'll let you all know what's going on in the future on my Facebook page and let you know when I know what's going on. I'm not retired. I'm looking for that next step.
Hutch, thanks so much for coming in.
Thanks
Congrats
to all of you.
on a great job
you.
in your career, and we'll look forward to seeing you again down the road, and we know you'll get hired because you do a great job.
Thank you, Jim.
Back with more after this.
Thanks.